Welcome back to Ravens Today. I'm your host, Connor Gioffreda, giving you all the latest updates on anything and all things Ravens. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Let's dive into the latest, okay? Verdict. 17-3. Rams win. I saw this coming from a mile away. I mean, the first half was pretty, nice. I thought there was some hope there. It was 3-3 at the end of the first half, and I was like, oh, maybe something will happen in the second half. Heck no. Heck no. Oh, this just goes to show how bad this Ravens team is without Lamar Jackson. And I'm at a point where it's like, how much, do the Ravens actually rely on Lamar Jackson? Cooper Rush had a pick, and eventually Tyler Huntley was put into the game, and it was just a slaughterhouse, minus Derrick Henry, who had a very good game in my opinion. But this coaching staff needs to be, completely reset in the offseason. Yeah, this to me shows everything else. Okay, we had some sliver of hope in the first half where it's 3-3. It's like the defense actually made some stops. Offense couldn't get a touchdown, but it still made some good plays. But it's like, okay, maybe some adjustments will be made in the second half. Heck no, didn't happen at all. No, it was this shows to show, with all the talent that the Ravens have, even in injuries, it just goes to show this coaching staff can't handle it. They can't handle it. You have got Kevin Stefanski, I've mentioned many times, 49ers head coach, who pretty much has every one of his stars out, but is still 4-2 as of this video because they lost to the Buccaneers. But still, 4-2 versus 5 now? Going on an 11-game win streak at this point is anything but impossible. It is possible, sure. We can do it. We have the bye. Everyone comes back and we get a rhythm going, but it's still what is it's laughable at this point. I mean, I'm not saying the season's over. I will never say that the season's over until the NFL comes out and says the Ravens are out of the playoffs. And I'm like, okay, cool. When are the firings happening? That's what I say, and I will love my Ravens forever. I hope they do make the playoffs. But it's come to a point where it's when does it happen versus if it happens. Anyway, moving on to the offensive highlights. Derrick Henry had a pretty standout performance here. Over 100 yards rushing the ball. That's pretty much it in terms of who made a standout performance. Derrick Henry desperately needed this, and John Harbaugh did say in the presser that there will be no changes to the offensive line. I'm like, dude, Harbaugh, brother, you got Emory Jones Jr. coming back. You got to replace Vincent or Falele, hopefully Falele. You got to get some protection going, and then Ronnie Stanley didn't play the rest of the game after the first quarter, so it's dude, what else needs to be done here? What else needs to be done? What else needs to be proven to Steve Bisciotti, the owner, that when your head coach just insists on keeping the same thing over and over again, and it's clearly not working, that's I've said it multiple times, seats are hot, burning right now. It's going to be if you can't pull this around, you know what's going to happen at the end of the season. And this game right here was another nail in the coffin. Mind you, again, some hope there. Offense had some momentum going in the first quarter. Obviously, they didn't get any touchdowns. But again, there were some moments where it was almost there. There was a little bit more fire. But either way, still, terrible game for the Ravens. In terms of getting a touchdown, moving down the field, great. Getting a touchdown, which is what we need to win, didn't work. Moving on here, so defensive highlights here. Marlon Humphrey came back. I thought he had a pretty nice game. John Jenkins, the nose tackle, fumble recovery. Oh my Lord, I was cheering. I was like, yes! Finally! I'm sorry, I'm coughing. I'm like still screaming from that one moment. But it's like that one moment, and then everything else was bad. Like Marlon Humphrey almost had a pick uh, against Puka Nacua, and he looked pretty good in my opinion. Malachi Starks, I'm giving him the rookie's benefit of the doubt here because he was beat out on a couple plays against Devontae Adams. By the way, Devontae Adams, I'm giving, again, benefit of the doubt here. One of the best wide receivers in the NFL in his prime, knows like how to get, like, you know, how to trick the rookies. So again, I'm giving him that. It's because there were a couple times where Devontae Adams should have had a touchdown against Starks and he couldn't bring the ball in. But again, bear with me on that. You know, but defensively, like at least in the first half, it looked pretty promising. And then the second half happened. First half defense, I thought was great. I was like, fine, we're down. I predicted that Stafford would break the NFL single game touchdown record against the Ravens in this game. Puka Nacua would break some records in this game, but that didn't happen. So I guess that's a win for the defense, but the head's got to be rolling here. Mind you, John Harbaugh did mention that there were no changes to the coaching staff in the postseason press conference. He also mentioned that we just need to go back to the basics, get ready for the bye week, and get ready against the Bears. It's like, that brings me to my final point here. Like, every single game that we lose, it's like, we got to be better. We got to be, you know, something, we got to figure it out, and we will figure it out, and we will win games. You've said that every single time we've lost a game. We're on a 4-game losing streak. The most since we've had since 2021. And mind you, those were that particular season, everyone was injured. You, John Harbaugh, can't play with an injured team. A good coach can play with an injured team. Dan Campbell, perfect example, last season. 23 players on IR. Still managed to win the NFC North and have the best record the Lions have ever had, ever. You know, Kyle Shanahan. No words there. Like I've already said it already. Heads are going to roll this offseason. That's all I got to say. And this bye week is really going to show how serious this Ravens team is. It's going to show, like, are we ready to to really dig our feet in the trenches here and rise up from, you know, adversity? Because, mind you, players are, like, there are a bunch of players that are coming back from injury, but it just, can they rise to the occasion? I guess we'll find out. I mean, in all honesty here, I'm not saying this season's done for, but at the same time, it's like, do we go for the high draft pick? Do we fire the coaches and go and completely reset with a MVP quarterback, which we won a Super Bowl with a new head coach and a new quarterback 3 years later? Now we have an MVP quarterback. We go after a new head coach. We can do it with a new head coach. Straight off the bat. Look at the Jaguars. New head coach. They're 4-2. I'm just saying. I'm still on that train. But this bye week is really going to show how serious this Ravens team is. Thank you for tuning into Ravens Today. I'm your host, Connor Gioffreda. Again, subscribe to the channel, like the video. I will catch you all later.